What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land. Today we might have some valuable information on an upcoming Switch Pro, which we already know so much about. We've heard about this is going to be an updated screen, updated graphics card, maybe even 4K on the television, 1080 in handheld. We heard a lot about this thing, but we could be hearing about this device as soon as before E3, which is coming around June 15th. So, according to Bloomberg, an insider for Nintendo and for just gaming in general, he states that Nintendo company plans to begin assembly on its new Switch as soon as July and release the upgraded replacement for its 4-year-old game console in September or October, people familiar with the matter said. The new console, likely to be priced higher than $299 originally, may be announced ahead of the E3 conference, starting June 12th, to allow publishers to showcase their full range of Switch games at the global event. So it's sounding like this Switch Pro wants to be outside of the actual E3 press conference from Nintendo, whatever the direct is that they're doing. They want this to be beforehand, so that way they can focus on nothing but actual video games for the direct. Now that sounds like Nintendo, they do this all the time. We also had word that there was going to be a Pokemon Presents or some type of Pokemon presentation before E3. Once again, Nintendo likes to focus on their first party Nintendo games at E3 only. Pokemon's its own separate thing for them, and even hardware. So this could be very well true, and if that's the case, we could be seeing this very soon, as June 15th is coming very soon for Nintendo's E3 press conference. Of course, we are still waiting on the actual announcement of the date and time from Nintendo, so the specifics are not there yet, but we do know that there's a press conference happening within that week. So we could be expecting an announcement of a Switch Pro very soon, but also on top of that, some big games that could be coming with the release of the Switch Pro. Now we know that they're saying around September, October, November, December time, around the holiday season. It makes sense, it's a new version of the console. But what is going to release with the console? Well, there's two titles that have been floating around that could very well be the holiday games of this year. Emily Rogers, another very reliable source, states, with Pokemon being a November release, I'm curious to see where Metroid fits into the schedule. Speculation: September/October might be a reasonable release window for Metroid. Samus Returns was a September title, Other M and Federation Force were August titles. So this is talking about the forever leaked 2D Metroid. Unfortunately, not Metroid Prime 4 yet. This is talking about the 2D Metroid that we've been expecting for a very long time, and it could be coming as a holiday title. Now, is that big enough to be a console release? Maybe it might come out right before the console actual drops, but I actually think I know what the main game is going to be, of course, for this new Switch Pro. But real quick, Emily Rogers also backs up that Bloomberg post about the Switch Pro, saying, I'm confident we're getting a Metroid game this year. Announcement of new Switch hardware seems imminent as well, so we could be getting this information, like I said, any day now, any week now, so keep your eyes peeled for this Switch Pro being announced from Nintendo and the games being shown off at actually E3. But what is this game that's going to be the holiday title? Well, it's none other than Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. There has been a boatload of leakers to actually come out and say that without a doubt Breath of the Wild 2 is happening either this holiday or the very beginning of next year, and lots of people are now saying this holiday is coming along with the Switch Pro. It just makes sense. We really don't know what big game is coming and what big game could launch with the new console other than Zelda and Mario. Exactly. So I am definitely saying Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be the game, and I think E3 is going to be the time we hear a lot of it. You know, it is Zelda's 35th anniversary as well, so it fits that criteria, and I'm sure there's going to be a whole segment part of E3 where we get to learn about Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, and they might even dedicate a whole day of Nintendo Treehouse to this one game so we can see everything about it, talk about it coming out for the Switch Pro, showing the new updated graphics and everything that's going to be able to run with this new Switch Pro and why you would want this new Switch Pro. It's going to be very exciting. I actually can't wait. Now, one thing that's very interesting to keep in mind is that Nintendo did state that there are only 2 games for the Nintendo Switch currently that would not be able to transfer data between 2 different Switches, and that would be Splatoon and also Animal Crossing. So I don't know what they're going to do with the Animal Crossing front. Maybe they'll find a new way to transfer data with the new Switch. But as far as Splatoon, I don't think that matters anymore because Splatoon 3 was announced, and maybe this is why. Maybe Nintendo knew that they were going with new hardware and they would need a new Splatoon game so people wouldn't be mad about losing their data on the old one. Because let's face it, I don't think anyone's really going to care about Splatoon 2 data anymore when Splatoon 3 is coming next year, probably shortly after the new launch of Switch Pro. But the Switch Pro is going to be very exciting. Maybe we'll even see Zelda before E3 during the Switch Pro presentation or something. I really don't know. I would think they would have to show off some type of game before showing off the Switch Pro. Who knows? I don't know. There might be a presentation coming soon. You know, I'm sure Nintendo is going to announce some things very soon about their E3 plans, so we're just going to have to wait a little while longer. We're literally just days away until we enter the month of June, which is obviously gaming month for us. E3 month is going to be very exciting. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this, though. Are you excited for a Switch Pro? Will you pick it up? Are you excited for the games that are about to be announced at E3? Let me know what you want to see on this Switch Pro, and what do you think this big holiday game is going to be? Is it going to be Metroid, or is it going to be Zelda, or could it be both? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below, but thank you guys so much for tuning in, and stop what you're doing right now if you enjoyed this update and want to stay up to date on all things Nintendo related at E3 and whatever is announced in the next couple of weeks. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all things Nintendo as they go live. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.